My beloved child, listen closely to my voice today. You are not here by accident, nor is your life without meaning. I, your Creator, have designed a plan so profound, so intricate, that every breath you take and every step you walk aligns with a greater purpose. This is not just a message, it is your calling, a divine invitation to uncover the reason I placed you on this earth. There is a path that I, your Heavenly Father, have prepared for you. It's filled with hope, joy, and a destiny far beyond what you can imagine. But the journey to your purpose will not always be easy. Trials and challenges will come, yet these are not punishments. They are lessons and tools I use to strengthen your faith, refine your soul, and prepare you for the blessings I have promised. Stay with me through this message, for by the end, you will uncover truths that will transform the way you see your life. Together, we will walk through the teachings of the Bible, where wisdom, hope, and peace await you. If this message stirs your heart, do not let it pass you by. Give this video a like to let me know you are here. Subscribe to Christian Philosophy Daily and join a community where faith grows and purpose unfolds. Trust me, beloved, for this moment is the start of something extraordinary. One discovering yourself through God's eyes. My beloved child, let me share a story with you. A story of a man named Daniel, whose journey reflects the struggles many of you face. Daniel lived his life feeling invisible, as though his presence in the world was insignificant. Each day he carried the weight of insecurity, doubt, and a deep question in his heart. Why am I here? What is my purpose? Daniel's life was a routine of endless tasks, yet inside he felt an emptiness he could not explain. One day, overwhelmed by the noise of the world and the pressures of life, he found himself alone in his room, broken and searching for answers. In his tears, he cried out, "God, do I matter to you? Am I just another face in the crowd?" Child, do you see yourself in his story? Do you feel as if the world overlooks your worth? Let me assure you, I heard Daniel's cries just as I hear yours. That very night, as Daniel poured his heart out to me, I whispered into his soul through the words of Jeremiah 1:5. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. Those words became a light in Daniel's darkness. He began to see himself not through the lens of the world, but through my eyes. He realized he was crafted with care, designed with purpose, and loved beyond measure. Daniel's journey was not easy. The doubts did not vanish overnight, but each time he questioned his value, he returned to my promise that he was chosen, cherished, and part of a plan far greater than his understanding. Slowly, Daniel's faith grew. He began to embrace the gifts I had placed within him, his compassion for others, his ability to bring joy through his words, and his resilience in adversity. Today, Daniel stands as a beacon of hope. He now uses his gifts to serve others, bringing light to those who feel lost. He is living proof that when you trust in me, I will reveal the purpose I have designed for you. Now, my dear child, let me speak directly to your heart. Your journey may feel heavy at times. The doubts may whisper that you are not enough. But listen closely. I made you with intention. You are not a mistake, nor are you insignificant. The gifts within you, even the ones you have yet to discover, are part of my divine plan. When you feel lost, remember what I told Daniel. Before you were born, I set you apart. These words apply to you as well. You are not here by chance. Every talent, every dream, and every moment of your life has meaning. But discovering your purpose requires trust and patience. Do not fear when the road ahead seems unclear. Instead, come to me in prayer. Seek my guidance, and I will reveal the steps you must take. You may not see the full picture yet, but trust that I am working for your good. And remember, beloved, purpose is not about reaching a grand destination. It is about the journey, the way you live, love, and bring light to those around you. Begin by embracing the gifts I've placed in you. Share your kindness, your creativity, your strength. Even the smallest act of love reflects my purpose for you. Do not measure your worth by the world's standards. The world may overlook you, but I never will. My love for you is unwavering, and my plans for you are filled with hope and a future. Let Daniel's story remind you that no matter how lost you feel, I am here, ready to lead you. All you need to do is trust me. Take the first step and allow me to guide you toward the purpose I have set before you. This is your time, child. Open your heart to me, and together we will uncover the beauty of who you are and the greatness of the life I have planned for you. 2. Trials as tools for God's divine purpose. My beloved child, let me share another story with you. It is the story of Michael, a man who once felt that life was nothing but a string of failures and disappointments. Michael had worked tirelessly to build a business, pouring his heart and soul into every detail. Yet, after years of effort, everything he had built crumbled. He lost not only his livelihood, but also his confidence. He felt abandoned and questioned if I had turned away from him. One cold night, Michael sat alone in his empty office, staring at the blank walls that once displayed his dreams. He whispered, "God, why have you let this happen? Have I not worked hard enough? Have I not prayed for your blessing?" The weight of his failures pressed down on him, and he felt as though his life had no purpose. Child, perhaps you have felt like Michael, wondering why challenges seem to overwhelm you, questioning whether your efforts are in vain. But hear me clearly. Your trials are not punishments. They are part of the process, tools I use to refine and prepare you for what lies ahead. In Michael's darkest hour, I spoke to him through the words of James 1:2-3. Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. At first, Michael struggled to find joy in his situation. But slowly, as he leaned on my promises, his perspective began to change. He realized that his failure was not the end, it was a beginning. I was using the rubble of his old dreams to lay the foundation for something greater. Michael started to rebuild, but this time he built not with his own strength, but with faith in me. He sought my guidance in every decision and learned to trust my timing. The process was slow, and there were days he felt like giving up. But each time he fell, he turned to me in prayer, and I gave him the strength to rise again. Eventually, Michael's business thrived, not in the way he had originally planned, but in a way that blessed others and glorified my name. He began employing people who had also faced hardships, offering them opportunities to rebuild their lives. His trials became his testimony, and his perseverance became an inspiration to many. Now, my dear child, let me speak directly to your heart. I know the weight of the burdens you carry. I see the tears you cry when no one else does. But trust me when I say this. Every trial you face has a purpose. The challenges are not meant to destroy you, but to strengthen you, to draw you closer to me, and to prepare you for the blessings I have in store. When you feel overwhelmed, remember the words I gave to Michael. The testing of your faith produces perseverance. Your perseverance is what will carry you through the storms of life. It is what will shape you into the person I created you to be. Do not despise the trials, for they are shaping you in ways you cannot yet see. They are building your character, your resilience, and your faith. Trust that I am working behind the scenes, even when you cannot see the full picture. And remember, beloved, I do not ask you to face these challenges alone. I am here, walking beside you, carrying you when you feel too weak to stand. Lean on me, for my strength is made perfect in your weakness. Michael's story is a testament to what happens when you trust me through the trials. Like him, you can rise from the ashes of disappointment and rebuild a life filled with purpose and joy. All I ask is that you trust me, take each step in faith, and allow me to guide you. This is your time, child. Embrace the trials, for they are the tools I am using to prepare you for the extraordinary purpose I have designed for your life. Together, we will turn your struggles into triumphs and your doubts into unwavering faith. 3. Trusting God's timing in moments of waiting. My beloved child, let me share a story with you about Anna, a woman whose life was marked by seasons of waiting. Anna had always dreamed of becoming a mother. She and her husband prayed fervently, year after year, asking me to bless them with a child. But as the years passed and no child came, Anna's hope began to waver. She felt the sting of disappointment, watching others around her receive what she longed for. One evening, as Anna sat quietly in her living room, her heart heavy with sorrow, she turned to me in prayer. Through her tears she asked, "Lord, have you forgotten me? Have you turned away from my prayers?" Child, have you ever felt like Anna, trapped in a season of waiting, wondering if your prayers have gone unanswered? Let me assure you, I never forget my children. I hear every prayer, every cry, every whispered plea, and though my timing may not align with your desires, it is always perfect. As Anna poured out her heart to me that night, I reminded her of my promise in Ecclesiastes 3:11. He has made everything beautiful in its time. I spoke to her spirit, urging her to trust in my plan, even when it seemed delayed. But the waiting wasn't easy for Anna. She faced moments of doubt, times when she questioned whether I had truly heard her. Yet in those moments, she chose to cling to my promises. She began to see her waiting as an opportunity to grow closer to me, to deepen her faith and learn patience. During her season of waiting, Anna discovered the beauty of surrender. She learned to let go of her own timeline and trust in mine. Instead of focusing on what she lacked, she began to see the blessings I had already placed in her life. Her marriage grew stronger, her friendships deepened, and her faith became unshakable. Then, one day, in my perfect timing, Anna's prayers were answered. I blessed her with a son, a child she had longed for, a gift that brought her indescribable joy. But more than that, I blessed her with a heart transformed by faith, patience, and gratitude. My dear child, Anna's story is not just hers, it is also yours. You may be waiting for something, a breakthrough, a blessing, a dream to come true. And in the waiting, you may feel forgotten, as though your prayers have gone unheard. But listen to me, I am never late. I see the desires of your heart, and I am working in ways you cannot yet see. Waiting is not a punishment, it is a season of preparation. Just as I prepared Anna's heart for the blessings to come, I am preparing you. In this time of waiting, I am refining your character, teaching you to trust in me, and drawing you closer to my heart. Do not let impatience rob you of the beauty of this season. Instead, surrender your timeline to me. Trust that my plans for you are good and that my timing is perfect. Remember the words of Isaiah 40, verse 31, "But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint." Child, I am asking you to trust me. When the waiting feels long, turn to me in prayer. Share your fears and frustrations, and let me carry your burdens. Find peace in my presence, knowing that I am with you every step of the way. Anna's story is a reminder that waiting is not the end. It is a beginning, a time when I am working behind the scenes, weaving together a plan far greater than you can imagine. Trust me, beloved. When the time is right, you will see the beauty of my plan unfold, and your waiting will turn into a testimony of my faithfulness. Hold on to hope, child, for I am with you, and I am always on time. 4. Finding strength in God during life's challenges. My beloved child, today I want to share the story of David, a man who faced one of the darkest seasons of his life. David was a kind and generous soul, known for his unwavering faith and commitment to helping others. Yet even the most faithful can find themselves in the depths of despair. David's life took a sharp turn when he lost his job, a career he had dedicated over a decade to building. The news came unexpectedly, and it left him feeling hopeless and defeated. As the days turned into weeks, David's financial troubles began to mount. He worried about providing for his family, and the weight of responsibility felt unbearable. One evening, sitting alone in his car, David broke down in tears. "God," he whispered, "why is this happening to me? Have I not been faithful to you? Have I not trusted in your promises?" His heart was heavy, filled with questions and doubts. Child, perhaps you too have found yourself in a similar place, facing challenges that seem insurmountable, questioning why you must endure such pain. But let me remind you, as I reminded David, I am always with you. Your struggles are not punishments. They are part of my plan to strengthen you, refine you, and prepare you for greater blessings. In the quiet of that night, I spoke to David's heart through the words of Isaiah 41, verse 10. "So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." These words became a lifeline for David. He began to see his struggles not as an end, but as a beginning, a chance to trust me in ways he never had before. Day by day, David turned his fear into faith. He started each morning with prayer, surrendering his worries to me and asking for guidance. One day, as David was praying, an idea came to his mind, a simple yet bold idea to start his own small business. Though the road ahead seemed uncertain, he trusted that I was leading him. With faith as his foundation, David began to take small steps forward. At first, progress was slow. There were moments of doubt, times when he questioned whether he had heard my voice correctly. But each time fear crept in, David remembered my promise: I will strengthen you and help you. He leaned on those words and continued to persevere. In time, David's business began to flourish. He discovered new talents he never knew he had, and his faith grew stronger with every step of the journey. Not only did he provide for his family, but he also created opportunities for others in his community who were struggling. Today, David's story is one of triumph, not because of his success, but because of his unwavering trust in me. He learned that even in the darkest valleys, I am there, guiding, protecting, and strengthening my children. Now, my dear child, let me speak directly to your heart. The challenges you face may feel overwhelming, but know this: I am with you. When the world feels heavy, when fear and doubt threaten to consume you, turn to me. Call upon my name, and I will give you the strength to endure. Do not let your struggles define you. Instead, let them refine you. Trust that I am working through every trial, every tear, every moment of uncertainty. Remember the words of Romans 8:28, and we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose. Beloved, you are never alone. When you feel weak, lean on my strength. When you feel lost, trust in my guidance. Your challenges are not the end of your story. They are the beginning of a journey that will lead you closer to me and to the purpose I have for your life. David's story is proof that there is hope, even in the midst of hardship. Like him, you can rise from your struggles, not by your own strength, but by trusting in me. Together, we will turn your trials into triumphs and your pain into purpose. 5. Overcoming fear through faith in God. My beloved child, let me tell you a story about Rachel, a woman whose heart was gripped by fear. Rachel lived a life that on the surface seemed content. She had a steady job, a loving family, and a safe home. But beneath the calm exterior, Rachel was tormented by an overwhelming fear of failure. Every decision she faced brought waves of anxiety, and the what-ifs consumed her thoughts. One day, Rachel was offered an incredible opportunity to lead a major project at her workplace. It was a chance to showcase her talents and step into a leadership role she had long dreamed of. But instead of feeling excited, she felt paralyzed. Fear whispered lies into her mind. What if you fail? What if you let everyone down? What if you're not good enough? That evening, Rachel sat in silence, tears streaming down her face. Lord, she prayed, I'm so afraid. I feel so small and incapable. How can I move forward when fear controls me? Child, perhaps you too have felt this way, paralyzed by fear, unable to take a step forward. But let me remind you, as I reminded Rachel, fear is not from me. As it is written in 2 Timothy 1 verse 7, for God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. I whispered these words into Rachel's heart, urging her to see fear for what it truly is, a shadow that vanishes when confronted by the light of trust in me. Slowly, Rachel began to realize that fear was not her master. She started to turn to me in moments of doubt, seeking my strength instead of relying on her own. The next day, Rachel made a bold decision. With trembling hands, she accepted the opportunity she had been given, even though fear still lingered in her mind. She prayed for courage, asking me to guide her through every step of the journey. At first, the road was not easy. Rachel faced challenges she had never encountered before. There were moments when she doubted her abilities, when fear tried to creep back into her heart. But each time, she remembered my promise. Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Isaiah 41:10. Rachel's faith grew stronger with every step she took. She began to see that the strength she needed was not her own, but mine. As she leaned on me, her confidence was no longer rooted in her abilities, but in my unwavering presence. Months later, Rachel completed the project with great success. But more than the accomplishment itself, she discovered a freedom she had never known before, a life no longer controlled by fear. She learned that trusting in me not only quiets fear, but also unlocks potential and courage she didn't know she possessed. Now, my dear child, let me speak directly to your heart. Fear may whisper to you, trying to hold you back, but know this: fear has no power over you unless you let it. I am with you every moment of every day. When you feel afraid, turn to me. Call upon my name, and I will give you strength. Do not let fear rob you of the blessings and opportunities I have prepared for you. Remember that I have given you a spirit of power, not of fear. Trust in my promises, for they are unchanging. When you feel weak, lean on my strength. When you feel uncertain, trust in my guidance. Rachel's story is a testament to what happens when you place your fears in my hands. Like her, you can overcome the shadows of fear and walk boldly into the life I have planned for you. All I ask is that you trust me, take the first step, and allow my light to guide your way. You are stronger than you know, not because of who you are, but because of who I am within you. Trust me, beloved, for I am with you, and I will never let you go. 6. Embracing God's purpose through brokenness. My beloved child, today I want to share the story of Samuel, a man who experienced the profound transformation that comes through brokenness. Samuel was a devoted husband, father, and community leader. He lived a life filled with purpose, serving others and working tirelessly to provide for his family. But one day, without warning, Samuel's world was turned upside down. An unexpected financial crisis struck, leaving Samuel and his family with nothing. The business he had built with love and dedication collapsed, and soon after, his home was taken away. Samuel found himself in a place of despair, questioning everything he had believed in. One night, sitting in a small, cold apartment, he cried out, "Lord, why have you allowed this to happen? I've always trusted in you, but now I feel abandoned." Child, perhaps you too have felt like Samuel, broken, lost, and wondering where I am in the midst of your pain. Let me assure you, as I assured Samuel, that I am right here. I have never left you. Your brokenness is not the end, it is the beginning of something new, something greater than you can imagine. In that moment of despair, I reminded Samuel of my promise in Psalm 34:18. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. These words became his anchor, a light in his darkest hour. Samuel began to see his brokenness, not as a sign of failure, but as an opportunity for renewal. At first, Samuel struggled to find meaning in his suffering. He faced sleepless nights and days filled with doubt, but as he leaned on my word, he discovered a strength he had never known before. He realized that his worth was not tied to his success or possessions, but to my unchanging love for him. One morning, as Samuel sat in prayer, he felt a stirring in his heart, a call to use his experiences to help others. Though he had lost much, he still had wisdom, compassion, and faith to offer. Samuel began volunteering at a local shelter, sharing his story with others who were also struggling. His words, shaped by his pain, brought comfort and hope to those in need. Through this journey, Samuel learned that brokenness is not a barrier to my purpose. It is a pathway. As he embraced his new role, I opened doors he had never imagined. Opportunities to speak, mentor, and inspire others began to pour in. Samuel's life, once defined by loss, became a testimony of my power to restore and redeem. Now, my dear child, let me speak directly to your heart. I see the pain you carry, the pieces of your life that feel shattered beyond repair. But know this, I am the God who makes all things new. Your brokenness is not the end of your story. It is the soil in which I will plant seeds of hope, purpose, and joy. Remember the words I gave to Samuel, the Lord is close to the brokenhearted. When you feel crushed by life's burdens, turn to me. I am near, ready to hold you, heal you, and lead you to a place of restoration. Do not fear the cracks in your heart, for it is through those cracks that my light shines the brightest. Trust that I am working, even in the midst of your pain. Your scars will become the marks of my grace, a reminder that nothing is beyond my ability to redeem. Samuel's story is a reminder that your worth is not in what you achieve, but in who you are in me. Like him, you can rise from the ashes of brokenness and step into a life filled with meaning and purpose. All I ask is that you trust me, take my hand, and allow me to guide you. Child, you are not alone. I am with you, now and always, turning your brokenness into beauty and your sorrow into joy. Together we will write a new chapter, one filled with hope, healing, and my boundless love for you. 7. Rising above doubt with God's guidance. My beloved child, let me tell you the story of Jonathan, a man who found himself trapped in the grip of doubt. Jonathan was a thoughtful, kind-hearted individual, known for his generosity and dedication to his family. Yet beneath his calm demeanor, he struggled with deep uncertainty about his path in life. Jonathan had worked diligently at his job for years, but he often felt unfulfilled, as though he was living a life disconnected from his true purpose. Despite his accomplishments, he questioned if he was making any real difference. God, he would whisper during his evening prayers, am I doing what you've called me to do? Or am I lost in my own plans, unable to see yours? Child, have you ever felt like Jonathan? Have you questioned whether the path you are on is the one I have prepared for you? Let me assure you, as I assured Jonathan, that even in moments of doubt, I am with you. Your questions are not signs of weakness. They are invitations to draw closer to me, to seek my voice, and to trust my guidance. One evening, as Jonathan sat reflecting on his life, I led him to my promise in Proverbs 3:5-6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your paths straight. These words resonated deeply within him, stirring a longing to surrender his plans and place his trust fully in me. But surrendering was not easy for Jonathan. Like many, he wanted clear answers and tangible signs. Yet I taught him that faith does not always come with certainty. Faith is trusting me even when the path ahead seems unclear. Jonathan began to take small steps of faith. He started to pray not just for answers, but for the courage to trust in my timing and direction. He sought wisdom through my word and opened his heart to my leading. One day, an unexpected opportunity came his way, a chance to mentor young professionals in his field. At first, Jonathan hesitated, unsure if he was capable or qualified. Doubts crept in, whispering lies that he was inadequate. But he remembered my promise, I will make your paths straight. With renewed confidence, he stepped forward, trusting that I was guiding him. Through this role, Jonathan discovered a gift he hadn't fully realized, a passion for teaching and encouraging others. The doubts that once weighed him down began to fade as he saw the impact he was making. He found joy not in his own accomplishments, but in serving others and following my purpose for his life. Now, my dear child, let me speak directly to your heart. Doubt is a shadow that seeks to cloud your mind, but my light is stronger. When you feel unsure, when the questions seem too heavy to bear, bring them to me. I am not afraid of your doubts. I welcome them, for they bring you closer to me. Remember the words I gave to Jonathan. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Trust does not require you to have all the answers. It requires you to place your faith in me, knowing that I am working for your good. Do not let doubt paralyze you. Instead, let it prompt you to seek my presence. Open your heart to my guidance, and I will show you the way. Even when you cannot see the full picture, trust that I am weaving together every detail of your life for a greater purpose. Jonathan's story is a reminder that doubt does not disqualify you from my love or my plans. Like him, you can rise above uncertainty and find clarity in my promises. All I ask is that you trust me, take the first step, and let me lead you. Beloved, you are not alone. In your moments of doubt, I am with you, ready to guide you toward a life of purpose and fulfillment. Together, we will turn your uncertainty into unwavering faith, your questions into confidence, and your journey into a testament of my faithfulness. My beloved child, as we come to the close of this message, let me remind you of what you have heard today. You are not here by accident. Your life is a masterpiece of my divine design, crafted with care and intention. Every challenge you face, every trial you endure, is part of a greater purpose, a purpose that only you can fulfill through trust in me. I have shown you through the stories of others how faith can turn fear into courage, doubt into confidence, and brokenness into beauty. Like them, you too can overcome. I have placed within you gifts and strengths that are unique to you, and I will guide you every step of the way as you uncover them. Each day begin with me. Dedicate a moment in the quiet of the morning to prayer, gratitude, and reflection. Open your heart to my guidance, and I will lead you. Surrender your worries and dreams to me, and trust that I will direct your path. Remember, as it is written in Jeremiah 29, verse 11, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." Child, walk boldly in faith, for you are never alone. My presence will strengthen you in every trial and celebrate with you in every victory. If this message has touched your heart, share your thoughts in the comments below. Let others hear your story, for your testimony can bring hope to those who need it. And remember to like this video and subscribe to Christian Philosophy Daily to continue growing in faith and wisdom. Together, let us build a community of love, trust, and purpose in me. Go now, beloved, with peace in your heart and my light guiding your way.